Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome back to my playthrough of Pillars of Eternity. We have just come from Dunrid Row, and we have basically come to the Expedition Hall to find out what we can do to befriend the Dozens. So let's go ahead and ask away. Wenin casually nods your way. His eyes continue to float from mercenary to mercenary as he speaks. So what else do you need? So, the Dozens are part of the Animancy hearings at the Ducal Palace. Someone's got to keep the blazing Crucible Knights from leading us all to ruin, and the Domentals certainly aren't doing their part. But Wolf-Grin's still a man of the people, and he's always been sensible in other matters. He'll hear us out eventually. How are the hearings going? Morley tells me it's a rough fight. The Duke's looking for any means he can to combat the legacy, and everyone knows the Knights are working on him in the background. As for the Domentals, I can't tell you what they're up to. Probably taking coin from the Knights to keep this whole farce going. I was hoping to attend the Animancy hearings with the Dozens. He claps you on the shoulder. It'll be good to have you there under our banner. Someone's got to convince the Duke to abandon this folly. The Duke will hear the truth about Animancy. Wenin casually nods your way. What else do you need? That is all I need. So I've got to return to Brackenbury and tell Lady Webb that I can attend the hearings. Back to Brackenbury. Alright, I'm heading into Brackenbury, and I got an update that some cutthroat bandits will attack my keep in 6 days. So I've got to conclude my business here swiftly. Hopefully it will not take me 6 days to run back and forth through town. Alright, let me talk to Lady Webb. If I'm going to do this for you, I think it's time you told me everything about Theos.
I've told you everything you need to know.
But not everything.
It's only right that you know everything. When I was younger, before Dunrid Row, I had many suitors. These were fine-looking men of good stock. But I could see their thoughts, and they were unimpressive. Boys' thoughts. I toyed with their affections. I resented all of them.
Okay, this is not the information I need.
Met a man whose mind was a mystery
here we go.
to me. But he understood me. He knew me at a glance. Told me things I didn't know about myself. He was neither handsome nor charming. He was all I ever wanted.
I think I've heard all I need to about this. No, you're talking about Theos.
My gift. He would ask me about people, and I would tell him what they were thinking. Sometimes the information was very sensitive. And then one day he asked me if I trusted him. I said I did. Next I knew I was donning a silver mask and swearing oaths to Woodica. Using my gift for the leaden key still felt like a game to me, so I did it. I did it because it pleased him.
So she was part of the leaden key.
Living in the dark. It's a powerless, hopeless feeling. Every day I did things without knowing their purpose. Every day I loved a man without knowing his thoughts of me. I sensed that there were things he wanted to tell me. I sensed that he knew everything the leaden key was created to hide. But Theos was unyielding. One day I disappeared without a word. He would kill me for it, and I knew that. It's their rule. I just wanted to see him plunge the knife, because then I would know. But the day never came. He has left
That's
me
odd.
to wonder. I have devoted my years to learning everything I could about him, in hopes I would find some clue as to who he really was, and why he felt he had to keep his secrets locked away. I have precious little to show for it. Just an old woman nagged by old thoughts.
And this is problematic, because I don't know if Lady Webb is now reliable or not after that.
Tell you about Theos. I hope you will accept this embarrassing story as a show of my good faith.
I guess I'll have to. I want to discuss the
What of
Animancy
them?
hearings. The dozens have accepted me
Of
into
all
their
the
delegation.
groups, it is the dozens that the Duke fears most. If you have their ear, you will most certainly have Avar's. You
Okay.
need waste no more time here. Get to the palace. Make your case to the Duke. With him on our side, all of Deerwood can be mobilized against the Leaden Key, and Theos can be rooted out. I only wish I could be there to see it. There is a very old bottle of a very good brandy that I have been saving for a special day. If you hurry back afterward, there may be a
Alright, I'll
little
try to
left
hurry
for
back
you.
afterward.
Off with you.
But I have this
You're
odd
going
feeling
to
that
do
things are
very
going to go
well in there.
turning into a shitstorm
What
when I
of
go in
them?
there. I don't need to know anything.
Hey.
So I will go see the Duke's palace then. Let me go ahead and quick save the game real quick. And hope that I don't fuck this up. Alright, I'm in First Fires. The Ducal Palace is just up there. Go ahead and head on up. See if they'll let me in this time. All the way up to the door. And they don't even bother to stop me. Alright, now I'm inside. I guess I should speak with Sidley.
Well met, friend.
The young woman wears a simple but well-tailored uniform. She watches the comings and goings around her with quiet attention. Any news to share? Or are you just here to see the Ducal Palace? Who are you? I'm a page here at the palace. I deliver messages and run errands for the Duke and his advisors. The pay's not great, but I can't think of a better introduction to politics. Now what goes on in here? Where to start? We've got meetings, public hearings, ceremonies, and that's just the stuff that happens out in the open. This is where the Duke and his key advisors work, so there's always someone bartering for a favor. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to talk about that side of things. But if you want the official version, we have a shrine devoted to Magrin, official records, and chambers for public hearings and council meetings. Tell me about the Shrine of Magrin. It is a symbol of Magrin's protection of Defiance Bay. She's represented the revolutionary of the spirit of the Deerwood ever since independence, and her involvement in creating the Godhammer bomb only affirmed her importance to us. That's also where the first of the sacred fires burned, but Fergus, the Tranquil Ardent, has had trouble keeping them lit. Sounds like a quest thing. What kind of records are stored here? Mostly dull official stuff, census counts, tax records, militia registers. Now, I keep my distance. I got curious one day and got drafted into reshelving half the records. Worst day of my life. Is there a hearing going on right now? Sure is. Duke Aver's been meeting with some of the city leaders for weeks now, trying to figure out how to address the legacy. The whole business is terribly secret, though. I tried to sit in the gallery during my lunch break one day and got turned away. But a lot of the talk concerns Animancy, so there's good reason they're keeping the meetings behind closed doors. Why is Animancy so controversial? Where to begin? Traditionalists think it's a crime against the gods. There's no question that poking around in souls is risky, but the more progressive elements believe that it's our only shot at restoring healthy births. And it doesn't help matters that Animancy research often involves old and Gwythan relics that were illegally looted from ruins in Air Glampath. She makes a quick twitching motion with her index and middle fingers. So what do you think about it? Me? I think the real danger of Animancy is confusing a real scholar with an expensive fake. We get a new case here every day. Some poor couple in the Gift or Copper Lane who spent every copper they had on a miracle cure for their unborn child. It never works. Breaks your heart, but there's usually nothing we can do for them. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and try to find out where the hearings are. Well, here's Frigga. Firga. The woman's head is bowed as her lips move in prayer. Just as you approach, you catch her glimpsing at the statue near her. Praise be to Magrin, and welcome to her temple. How may I be of service? What's wrong? Her shoulders slump. This is about the fires, isn't it? They're just symbols. You can't put your faith in them. Slow down and tell me what this is about. The sacred pyres all around town. You must have seen the statues of the goddess around the city. You know, honestly, I haven't been paying attention. holding up empty braziers. I've kept them burning steadily for 15 years, but I haven't been able to conjure them for months now, and people need to see them more than ever these days. So what does that mean? It's my devotions and prayers that keep them lit, but lately, when I try to pray, all I can think about are the Hollowborn all over the city, the grieving families, the refugees. How can Magrin allow us to suffer like this? What strength do we gain from a soulless child? Durance. Durance grunts with disdain. What strength do we gain from adversity, from trial and test? The fires don't wither because she lacks in faith. They wither because she does not understand how to be faithful to a whore. A whore wants neither praise nor devotion. A whore wants to be compensated for her services, and Magrin is paid and pleasured in sweat and struggle and pain. This mewling imbecile is unworthy of Magrin's womanly heart. And this is shaking your faith? Gotta love Durance's direct approach. But I believe Magrin may be speaking to me again. This will likely sound so far-fetched to someone like you. Lately, I've been seeing visions. A place in the wilderness with pools filled with sunbursts of color, strange falls that seem to rise to the heavens even while they splash into the earth. And behind the falls is a cave filled with fire and heat and danger, and some token of my goddess. I know there's something there, but where it is or how I'd get there, I've been meaning to ask around at the expedition hall to see if anyone recognizes the description. To be honest, though, I don't know what I'd do even if I found the place. Worthless, like so many of Magrin's flock. Afraid of her god's tests. If Magrin speaks to her, it is to hasten an end to a hypocrite's life, and this vision is surely a death trap for the weak. Ask about the significance of those pyres. They symbolize Magrin's power and guidance, and right now the people of Defiance Bay need to be assured of her presence. Our neighbors in the Valian Republic see us as superstitious, but we're just sensitive to the signs and warnings of the gods. Alright, well, goodbye. I will take that into consideration next time I'm out. What else is there to see here? This has got to be some sort of hall. Anything back here? There's a door I can close. And something... nothing worth it. Nothing worth it in there. A place has been reserved for you on the balcony, RPG Crawler. Go to the upper floor. Oh, it's up there. Okay.
What? Hey.
Yeah. It's not what I'm looking for. Nobody is named. Anybody in here? Oh, the records keeper. You know what? I thought this was where I was supposed to bring Eder. A taciturn man with graying hairs pores over a tome he's just withdrawn from one of the shelves. He glances up at you with baggy eyes. Is there something I can pull for you? I'm looking for militia records from the time of the Saints' War, trying to find out what happened to someone. The man clears his throat. We've had a number of inquiries about such information. I'm afraid we've had to bar access to the public. Seems there are still quite a number of folk in the Deerwood who bear ill will towards the Red Sarens. It would be irresponsible to surrender their names to just anyone. Many came to settle here as refugees. Perhaps if you were more established in Defiance Bay, things would be different. But I have no reason to suspect you to be any different from any of the others. I just need to find out about my brother. I don't even know what side he fought for. You must understand. I have heard many such stories. I'm afraid there's nothing we can do for you. Alright, well, I'll have to come back later. Once I've built up reputation, I guess. I've received word from Wendon you'll be attending. The balcony is mine. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible knights, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section. In another are well-dressed members of House Dominal, casual, watching with a predator's interest. Still elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens, who have made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. Interspersed are animancers in their academics' robes with expressions either sour or concerned.
Answer me this, Master Barash. If you animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more! Animancy goes, or this country goes!
So you admit, Master Barask, that Animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was?
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done. The dozens won't stand for it.
The experiment failed, yes, but his work...
His work was
Delegate
sabotage.
from the dozens. What makes you say sabotage?
All at once, the attendees turn their faces toward you, a mishmash of judgment and incredulity. Only the Duke, a wild-looking man with scraggly beard, seems unfazed by your interruption. I like this Duke. I met a false patient in Brackenbury Sanitarium who had tampered with Azo's machinery.
Matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children.
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
Okay, let's see. Lore, 5 lore. This is not the Bale Reach incident. This is a responsible scientist who was manipulated.
These Animancers can't be trusted. Look at what happened in Heritage Hill. Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes Animancy leaves.
Are you sure this is your delegate, Adric?
He won't be for long making claims like that.
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justiciar. You turn a blind eye, and look what happens.
I have been to Heritage Hill since the quarantine. Though the knights were unable to control the damage, it was not Animancy, but an ancient machine that
Some
caused
strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath.
Okay, we'll go with honest. My word is my oath. I challenge anyone here to find someone who knows
I had heard
different.
whispers of a new delegate set to attend today's hearing. I admit that your candor was mentioned more than once. Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill.
Tir Nauneth. Yeah, Tir Nauneth. I hate these names. Tir Nauneth houses an Inguithan machine that holds dominion over the flow of souls. It was this machine that made the district
Even
undead.
if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of Animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
Their presence doesn't prove cause. The testimony is not evidence, but a guess.
Animancy has many enemies. You need only look around this room to see it.
You're missing the point. Everywhere there's Animancers, there's disaster. We all know what Widewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge.
Ha! Wrong bridge indeed.
It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it.
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son, my wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs, he couldn't cough up. My daughter, we put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker!
Enough, Adric. Lady Dominel makes a point. If it's Animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
Here's where I need to step in. The grieving mother reaches toward your mind with hers. Bring order to the chaos here. I can. The crowd begins to mutter, the sound taking a doubtful character. Right idea, Watcher. Taking this hearing by the curly ones. Don't waste your chance. Wadewin's legacy is the creation of the Leaden Key. Caedmon Azo's downfall was their work, as was the tower in Heritage Hill. They want you to do this. They want Animancy to fall. The dull muttering expands into a din of skepticism that fills the hall. I have seen them in the ruins of Air Glanfath, operating machines that disrupt and redirect the flow of souls, near towns like Gilded Vale and Deerwood, where the legacy is universal. As a watcher, I have heard their dead confess their plot. They are stealing the souls of the unborn. Targath Bairdson? Let's see. You shame your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madam. I expected better from the rash. Hold on. If, as the Duke says, no theory has more proof than any other, then what is the harm in hearing once more? I'll try diplomatic first.
You must know, friend, that the leaden key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet. But you'd better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
Okay. What's more likely, that the gods are destroying Deerwood for a science practiced in many parts of the world, or that a group of people hates Animancy and wants it suppressed?
Throw him out on his ass, Your Grace! He's wasting our time!
I have seen these machines with my own eyes, and they operate by mechanisms only someone with ancient knowledge would understand. No group but the leaden key traces back that far.
I don't know about all of this.
You've made an unexpected case, friend. I'll say that much. It seems we have a new possibility to consider, at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
The Marchers of the Dozens supported my search for
That
answers.
not all of them were in on your investigation. Nevertheless,
Apparently not.
I am pleasantly surprised by their open-mindedness here. But these hearings are about more than Widewind's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious, what would you do if you were in my position?
Man, these are all good answers. Well, a lot of them. I would allow Animancers to continue their work. They explore questions we all wish to understand. If we'd known more, perhaps this crisis could have been averted. I do not trust these Animancers, seeking first after glory and after gain and glory. But if they can heal our children, I would not hinder them.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest. I want to thank the delegations for helping me collect my thoughts. And our new delegate, who has warned us of a new possibility that must be looked into.
And
the
a
time
major
has
positive.
come to choose a direction for the Deerwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement.
So let's hear what he has to say.
Ramir de Barash, representing the interests of Animancers in Deerwood, step forward.
Your Grace.
And who's this? Oh,
It
shit.
occurs to me now that my concerns about Animancy may not outweigh its value.
Come
Forgive
on!
me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing?
Dude, I have ranged weapons.
No, wait!
God damn it. Well, dude, I had like 5 people with bows and shit. I should have been able to tag that
I've given
guy.
you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you?
Okay,
Another time. I am already late.
this guy is Theos is kind of an ass. Well, why did I just pass out?
Dead at our feet.
The words, "Shall I end it for you?" ring in your ears. You find yourself gasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee and watch as Theos hurries out the building. So I couldn't read that for a minute. The world dims around you, the screams and clashing of weapons fading to silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Theos stands at a pulpit, high above an assembly of robed onlookers, you amongst them, clustered around a wide circular pit carved of stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel overlooking the great stone maw. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax, black and red and seeping, and the angle of her back suggests a spine in ruins. Yet for all of that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
Okay.
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none.
RPG Crawler was
I find you
granted Dominion of the
guilty
Sleepers?
heresy.
I have no
May
idea
the
what
eternal
that
prison
means.
bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
I have no idea what that pop-up meant, or if it even came at the right time, or if it's even part of this. He nods to a hooded attendant, who begins untying her from the wheel. You open your eyes to the beamed ceiling of the palace's grand entry hall. The clangs of metal striking metal waft in from outside, alongside the cries of the injured as you stagger to your feet. Theos is gone. Sagani is patting your cheek with a firm but gentle hand. Get up. Trouble's already found us. Off to one side, you can hear the clinking and rustle of chainmail, and you look over to see a wounded guard slumped against the wall. He is trying to say something, seemingly directed at you, but at first it is too faint to hear. He gathers his breath and manages just to rasp out a few words. Lady Webb, she must be told. She'll know what to do. Please, find her. Tell her everything. The guard passes out and slides to the floor, still.
Hey.
So I must return to Brackenbury immediately.
Of course.
And, don't go out there. There's rioting in the streets. So this looks like this may take a while. So what I will do is, before this epic battle through the streets, or maybe, like 5 seconds of fast travel, I have no idea, we're going to call it here. This has been the RPG Crawler with Pillars of Eternity. If you like what you've seen, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more RPG content. Until next time, take care and goodbye.